guess what? Guess what? I'm freaking happy out of my mind here. Now, you know, it may be true. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Or stay the same, but yeah, sometimes the more things change, the more things really freaking change. But, you know, still not too much. It doesn't change the lifts, it doesn't change like the working sets and everything else. But it definitely changes the setting. That is 100 freaking percent sure. So I'm getting really excited for chest today because there's a full-on chest circuit. You know, I talked about it in the little gym tour. It's kind of legs right once you turn right in the door, and then chest is kind of in the middle or so. Back is in that back corner, and then arms kind of is just evenly dispersed throughout. That's just kind of how arms is. You sort of bounce around and everything else. But chest I'm getting freaking amps for because, oh geez. I mean, I'm not even sure which one I'm going to pick. The flat converging press or the incline one. You know, I'll have to see. Plus, a full set of freaking dumbbells. Yeah, let's just say we're cooking with gas now. But I'm not, I'm not even sure what I'm going to have to begin with. We'll have to see once I get in there. And honestly, I don't think there's any point in waiting with a bit of a drawn-out talk. We all know what I'm going to say pre-chest day. I'm going to warm up my shoulders. I'm going to get ready. No. I think we should just get straight to business. So I'll see you in the damn gym. I'm officially warm. Repped it. Well, did a bunch of shit over there with the cables. Rep the 100s, rep the 120s, rep the 140s. I think we know what it's time for. So let's just get freaking real here. Okay. Oh. Oh my God. Oh yeah. All right. First set of the space done, and I am rather proud of that one. Let's run it back one more, but I don't want to sit here on the dumbbells forever. I got some other chest pieces to try out. So let's get amped up and, well, let's catch my breath, then get amped up for the next one. Holy shit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it feels good to get reacquainted with some 150s. Holy shit. I'm gonna have to turn on the temperature in here. It's just a little toasty. But either way, let's move on. Dirty ass, heavy sets of dumbbells complete. So, what's next? Let's go find out. Really heavy dumbbell bench, which I definitely got like some squeezing out of the top, but nothing compared to this. So after 150s over there, no need for more than 2 plates. And then I really want to squeeze at the top of every rep and then come down a bit more controlled. Whereas that dumbbell set was just go as crazy as possible, you know, within reason. So probably 2 here. All right, come on. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. So this, I've actually never used this for a real working set. I love the incline version, so this is a bit more of like a flat press. These are gonna pair quite freaking nicely. Yeah, one more, because this is like, there's a machine like this. It's at the Anytime that I go to a lot, and it's almost the exact same setup. Yeah, night and day difference. I'm talking Little League and the Yankees. Let's get one more. Okay. All right. I think that's enough flies for now. Let's move on. Let's move on to a certain something, which has honestly been one of these pieces I've been waiting for the freaking longest. I've talked about it before, but you might not remember. Now you might be thinking, that's just a regular pec deck, which to an extent, I mean, you're right, it's not freaking like electronic resistance or anything. But the biggest difference between your pec deck and, you know, frankly, most of the ones at all like Planet Fitnesses and YMCAs and LA Fitnesses is the pivot point of this arm right here. If you'll notice, it's almost, actually, it's not even directly above. It's a little bit behind where my shoulder is. And I'm already prone to hunching. So for me, when that pivot point is further in front of my shoulders, it makes the angle of kind of like the track of the fly want to pull me in front, you know, and I'm already prone to this front delt activation. So that's what I'm fighting against. But here, I don't even have to like fight it. It's just putting me in a more natural kind of fly position. So honestly, sometimes I won't even use a pec deck because I get too much front delt, but no longer a freaking problem. So let's throw this shit around. One more. This next one will probably be a drop set. And then I think we'll finish with cables and finally pose down. Oh my gosh. This is fucking nuts. This hasn't even hit me for real yet, but let's get some cables going. It's almost time to see the first pump in here. So this finisher, I presume, is going to be a little bit of a combination. So portion number one, going to grab the handles, yay and yay, take a few steps forward, and do kind of some regular straight cable pressing. Really try to hold the squeeze. Back up, rack them, drop the weight by about half from 50 to 30, and just finish with some kind of decline squeezing flies with a real big kind of top to bottom stretch. And then I think this is going to be some reasonably freaky ass lighting. But let's get amped up and get this shit going. To a different song. All right. No. No. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Go. Okay. Oh. All right. So 6 heavy nasty ones. More of just a blood flow pumpish set for the finisher. I think that's all it takes tonight. Let's get these lights off and see how we're looking. This might be a little this might be a little too dramatic for every pose down, but for this one, at least for now, I think we're cooking with some gas. So let's see how we're looking. 2 sets of dumbbells, 2 sets of machine flat press, 2 sets of pec deck, kind of a superset cable wise. You know, if I do the math in my head, that adds up to a pretty substantial chest pump. But that's pure theory, right? We got to actually see the end result in detail. We're not just here to do guesswork. So let's see how we're looking here. Under some pretty goonish kind of lighting. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's definitely too freaking warm in here. It's getting me extra kind of winded. Like, I don't think I've sweated this much from just a quick chest day for a little while. But it does feel good to sweat. So, first lift complete. Many more to come. But instead of getting straight in the car, let's have a little finishing talk at the picnic table. And then we can get out of here. I guess the question freaking remains, what the hell do I name this place? I've got a couple contenders in my mind, but in no way would I claim I can outdo the creativity of as many lifters that may see this and think it's something that sort of comes out at them, right? Think big ass bloody letters across that whole wall of blank. Well, either freaking way, it's not going to change what happens on the inside. Now, there's a few upgrades to be made here, and don't get confused. I do not want this to just be for me. This is crazy, and in a way, it kind of is, because now I've got full access to, a damn freaking. In terms of just the space and density, around where I live, at least, I can't think of a gym that kind of beats it. At least for me, which is kind of the point. It's like each of these pieces were sort of catered specifically to stuff that I want to use, right? Look around. No deadlift platform. No flat bench. What else is there not here? What else do I not do? I guess those are kind of the two main things I don't really dabble with. The deadlift and flat bench. But yeah, so what I was saying is I don't want this to just be like a hidden gem. I'm talking we got to bring some characters in here and get some damn freak offs like we were talking about. Just see who can get the craziest pump. Because so far, at least within here, I'm kind of the record holder. I have just got the craziest pump that has ever been achieved in this gym. Undefeated, no contest. But let's say we get a couple of freaking 270-pound freaks, 280-pound freaks in here. I might get dethroned. In my own space. But that's kind of the fun part. So this is phase 1. So flooring all in, paint. Now we're kind of waiting for phase 1.5. Middle of next week, mirrors kind of along the walls. And then we've got a few more leg pieces still sort of in transit. There's going to be 2 more hammer strength seated leg curls and leg extensions. And right here where I'm sitting is going to be a hip press that I really like. Because the leg press is sick. Like just regular sled leg press, kind of hard to beat, right? But in addition, having honestly, any kind of hip press where you're sort of like rotating the weight on a pendulum. So instead of moving your feet straight up and down, they kind of have a little bit of this camber to it. I just get so much quads compared to glutes. Like it's unreal. And that's my thing. Like I'm not I'm not competing in figure. And until they bring a glute spread into classic mandatories, I think I'm all right. I'm trying to thicken up this portion. Honestly, the glutes are going to develop well enough. Oh yeah, that's one more thing. There's no hip thruster in here either. But yeah, this is still rather surreal. And then that little light bar too. I'm going to try to up the freak factor with some of this lighting. Because this is good. Just regular kind of warehouse stuff. But if I can get a little more kind of direct and fancy, that would be kind of cool. Like now I'm kind of talking to some of the videographer, photographer sort of minded guys. Because obviously they know all about like the light bars and everything else. But I'm thinking about kind of having like a few different modes. Because you can have the big lights on top. Maybe like put like little RGB kind of, not to be like, RGB whatever, but just color changing sort of almost lanterny looking stuff along the edges. So that, let's say I want it to be a little more kind of subtle in here. But that's for later. This space is going to evolve over time. So I'm sure even what it looks like in that gym tour that we just that got posted earlier on this kind of release day. Fast forward a year, fast forward 2 years, I'm sure there's going to be all sorts of new little pieces. I just got to not fill it up too tight, because there's a certain openness right now that's kind of nice, and it's going to fill up a little more because that corner is going to have some cardio stuff. I'm going to branch into the stair mill, starting to hear this. I'm hearing good things, so I think that might be a good addition too. But I'm never going to leave the seated bike. Come on, it'd be nuts. So that's the plan. So I'm still going to go to all my other gyms too. Like this isn't the end all be all. But I'm sure for now, especially with the novelty factor, I'm not going to want to go anywhere else, at least for the next couple of weeks or so. So I think that's all I got, man. First chest day complete. And honestly, first chest day in here complete with freaking honors. I don't think there's anything I could have done to do that better. The only thing I'm thinking now that I might, the only thing I think that I might be regretting is I wonder if I should have got heavier dumbbells. In my mind, I was thinking, let's just go to 150 so that I don't go too heavy and like tweak something. But I mean, we're not even a month into this bulking phase. We're only like 3 weeks in. So just from having carbed up, I mean, the 150s are moving. Like the first set was 150-16, and I'm still kind of regaining sort of full strength. Like I'm, who's a character that kind of does that, right? I haven't read Invincible. I don't know the Thrag references, but I'm getting back to kind of full power. So I don't know. You be the judge. Should we branch out? Should we breach into new territory? I've never done a set with anything heavier than 150-pound dumbbells. And part of me wants to keep it that way. But then there's that freaky part in there too that's like, bench to 175s. Bench to 175s. And that's a strong voice. It's quiet, but it's very strong. But we'll save that for later on. So, yeah. Day one in here. Day one, more to freaking come. So, I'm going to get home, get some sleep, and get ready for a back day in here tomorrow. So, I'll see you then. Oh yeah, plus tomorrow we're going to have a little install kind of montage. Just a couple of little moments of filling this place up.